Hello, Soul Family, and welcome to a special show. I have my beautiful friend Tobias, Toby, affectionately known as Toby, and his gorgeous brother Jed here with us today. And I know a few of you have been really wanting to have a show that's centered around health. And I always bring you guys if there's something new that I learn or if there's something that I feel that really can optimize our health. So we decided to do a show talking about what these guys have discovered on their amazing health journeys. And just to let you know, they are up on the Gold Coast. Although Toby has a bit of a background traveling the world, adventuring, and looking into all of the latest research and cutting edge technology. So you will get a wealth of information today with these guys. So thank you for joining me, guys.
Oh, it's happy to be here. Good to see you again, Sol.
Yeah, really excited.
Yeah, you guys too. Well, I'll read your little bio out, and I just want to say a big warm welcome to people that are joining us from many different countries at the moment. So thank you guys, and we can see some love coming from the audience too. So let me just pull up your little bio that I've got. So with this, so after years of suffering from poor gut health and digestion, brothers Tobias and Jed founded Brilliant Brands Co., and a brand house specializing in digestive health, wellness brands that refuse to use nasties or fillers in their products. Their latest project, Vytadose Vitamin Patches, using cutting-edge technology to deliver vitamins via the skin, avoiding the digestive system and maximizing the absorption of key nutrients. And I also just want to add a little bit from my background too, because many of you know me as a psychic, a tarot reader, but I actually have a background of over 25 years plus working in natural medicine and specializing in gut health, and also having developed my own probiotics in the past and having it manufactured too. So I've learned a lot of the insides of the industry when it comes to the nasties and the crap that they put in, literally human fecal matter, in probiotics, as well as specializing in allergies and things. So this is why I wanted to share these guys with you. And I'm actually wearing two of the patches. I've got the GLP one.
Got ours on as well. Got my energy patch.
I can't live without it.
Which ones have you guys got on? I've got the multi and the GLP-1 patch on.
We got our B12 and caffeine patch for getting us through the day.
Yeah, it's great. It's not like a coffee where it's like it hits you all at once and you're all jittery and blah blah blah. It's like really good. It's just like the absence of tiredness, and I love it. Yeah, it's just you really notice when you don't wear it.
Yeah, my partner does a lot of manual labor and, also some arborist jobs, climbing up into the trees where you've got to be fully awake, fully present. So I've been slapping them on him as well as the sleep patches. But before we get too into the patches, what led you guys to this point in your journey? I know that you've also had other products and things that you've developed. So you've seen so much when it comes to the corruption and the filler ingredients and things of that sort of nature. Whereas with your products that I'm wearing today, I really don't feel that.
Yeah, it was exactly that. It was just getting into the supplement industry, finding out what they actually do, how dodgy the whole thing is. It's still very much the Wild West. Just recently, it came out, an independent third party tested a bunch of creatine gummies, and it came out that half of them didn't have any creatine in them, and then 90 or 95% of them didn't have the creatine that they said it had. And that's just one example of so many of just these Wild West companies that have no oversight. It's like people assume that there's some governing body that like looks at supplements. It's not how it works. A lot of the kind of ingredients don't get tested. It's kind of voluntary what you actually say, and this is not our first brand that we've done, and just in the process of finding out, it literally disgusted me at some of the practices that these companies use. A lot of people, they don't care about your health; it's all about money. And so these patches, the reason that we did it is like you said, so we both brothers, our whole family, so our mom, our sisters, me and Jed, all have gut health issues. And, just like I try and take, my daily vitamins, daily iron, zinc, all that. And it just made me feel super nauseous. And you don't think that there's another way. You're just like, oh yeah, pills make me nauseous. I got to eat them with food, or It's not, you don't actually stop to think, oh, how come it's making me nauseous? What is it that's actually making me nauseous? And like, if you take vitamins and it makes you feel sick, that's not the benefit of vitamins. There's something going wrong there. It shouldn't be making you feel sick. It should be making you feel better. And so in our research, we realized that like when you take a pill, it gets only about 16 to 20% of the pill actually gets absorbed. So the rest gets flushed out. It gets processed by your liver, puts your liver under unnecessary burden. And then that's why, like, when you take a B vitamin pill, your pee comes out orange or yellow. That's literally the vitamins getting flushed out of your system. And so when we realized that, we're like, we started looking into patches and that slow release. And, we're not the first brand to do it. There's been nicotine patches forever, testosterone patches, estrogen patches, but recently there's been vitamin patches, and that's kind of been revolutionizing absorption of nutrients. And so what we did is basically put, methylated Bs and different kind of micronized nutrients. And I think one of the biggest things that people kind of like their first thought is, how am I going to get vitamins through my skin? But it's the same kind of technology as nicotine and stuff. You've got a micronized ingredient. So you basically, it's called a Dalton. It's the size of the nutrients. If it's under 500, it goes straight through your skin and into your bloodstream. So yeah, long-winded way to say, like, that's how we got into it. Just trying to figure out ways for ourselves to take vitamins that actually get absorbed and don't make us feel nauseous, basically.
Yeah, like going back to like kind of the dodgy practices, it's all on the honor system. We were really surprised. We thought when we first started, right, fresh-faced, that like, oh yeah, if something's in the shops, if it's in, Walmart or Woolworths for Australia or whatever, that like, oh yeah, they must be legit. They must have had all this testing done, so we know it's safe for people. But actually, when you come at the end of it, the end of our journey, it's like, it's actually whatever's cheapest, whatever the best margin for like Walmart is. They actually go in Walmart specifically to your manufacturer and say, okay, cool, what can we get rid of to make this the best for us? And when it comes to that, like back to vitamins, and big brands like Swiss, Blackmores, they use synthetic vitamins, not really from real sources. And especially when taking it orally, when it interacts with your liver doesn't even know what that is. It's not a natural vitamin that it's used to from your foods. So it kind of takes some, and then it just gets the rest of it out, like takes the rest of it away. Like, that's why your pee's yellow and such. And what's awesome about these is, I used to take zinc pills. I still do. Or take zinc, not pills, but I used to take zinc pills, and it get me so sick. Like, I feel so bad for the whole day, and I got like those white spots in my nails. That's why I was taking them. But after taking these guys, I take the multi as well. I don't have it on currently, but we know it works. We've tried it ourselves. But yeah, like no, I probably can't see, but no white spots in my nails. So like, if that's not proof, I don't know what could be. Like,
yeah. Another benefit as well is when you take a pill, it's like spike. It's a fast spike and then it's a fast crash. But with these, it's a slow release. So it releases over 8 hours. So you don't overload your liver or your stomach with nutrients that you piss out later.
Yeah, it just gives your body takes what it needs when it needs it. You're not like a coffee, for example, like for the energy one. For a coffee, you just spike. It gives you everything straight away, and that's why you can get that really bad anxiety. That's what I get when I have coffee, or the shakes as well. I also get the shakes and the ginger. Everyone knows about that. But for these energy ones, you're not getting it all straight away. So like you're just really good at a great baseline throughout the day, and it's way better, I think.
Yeah, and I think Emma, who I've just popped her comment on the screen, working with the whole body, not a shock dose. And I think, that's what I've noticed with these too, is that even keel steadiness with that release of energy, and just also helping me focus, because I do experience a bit of ADHD and things. And I've found that these have really been helping. So what you were saying, I so agree with when it comes to like the corporate greed. And when I was developing my probiotic in the past too, you would see that I would ring up some of these labs and ask for a probiotic to be manufactured. And I wanted to keep it as organic and clean as possible. I wanted to make sure that they were bioavailable and biocompatible with the body. And they're like, oh yeah, we can put whatever strain you want in it. We'll just buy the strains and add it together. I'm like, no, I wanted to be, synergized with nature. And I wanted to not be grown or cultured off human feces. because like you find out the dark side of this industry when you go into the manufacturing side of things, and you also see things around. I know some of them had even caused death or injury in children. So as you said before, guys, like this side of things is really not regulated. And this is where, I really want to talk to you guys, because I know both your history and
Why is it like keep coming? Is that?
I'm not sure. Sometimes we have mysteries with using the streaming software that I'm using.
I think it's agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's the audience and they've like hacked some new button or something, keep doing, guys. But yeah, you really learn like just the deep rabbit hole that is this industry. So with you guys, I 100% trust you and back you with this. And not only that, having experienced it for myself. And I just want to talk about and share, I've been doing this. I think I put up my little post, gosh, it must have been maybe about a week or a little over a week ago, and just using the GLP-1. And I'll get you guys to talk about this. It helps with like weight management, and it's more that it's got nutrients and things in it to support through, I guess, not craving things as much. But I've noticed I'm already down 2 kilos, which I'm not sure of the conversion of what that is into pounds. I pretty much just sort of think, okay, maybe around double. You guys are probably better at that. But also using the sleep patches, the other thing that I've noticed, and my partner has been trying them too, and really noticing a difference. So he's getting excited to put these on. Plus, someone who's hard to get to take vitamins, he walks past, I just slap a patch on him and he's ready to go for the day. But one thing I noticed with this, and I haven't noticed this in myself since I was a kid, it's actually got rid of the red blood vessels, the little capillaries that we have around the whites of our eyes. So for the first time in a long time, I'm actually getting that really deep, undisturbed sleep, unless my cat comes and jumps on me. But they're getting me through the whole night. And working as a psychic as well, this is super cool because I get to explore more in the dream realm, and I'm getting answers and things coming to me within that side of things. Do you guys want to talk a bit about some of the amazing stories that you've heard from some of the people that are using the patches?
I'll tell you one story.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what's coming.
So we have like a third kind of partner that works with us, and we gave him the sleep patch to try, and just like it was like 9 a.m. he doesn't show up for work. 10 a.m. doesn't show up for work. We're like, what the hell's wrong with what's going on?
Yeah,
like,
no answer.
No. And then like at 11:30, he jumps on, and he's all like got sleep in his eyes and everything. He's all like messed up. He's like, sorry, and like you could see the patch. He was wearing the sleep.
Still
patch.
wearing it, yeah.
And he reckons it worked so well. He almost lost his job. But no, we were laughing about it. But I'm like, wow, it actually really worked.
Yeah. And it's so funny. I've, seen my partner, it's like the next day, and he's like showered with the patch on because they are waterproof as well. Yeah. And I'm like, I think you can take the sleep one off now. And I'll slap the, what was the other one that he loves? He loves this one, the B12. And, one of the questions I also wanted to ask you guys, because I see this a lot with my kinesiology practice, is working with people that either have the MTHFR gene, where they're not methylating the B vitamins, they're not methylating the folate properly. And that's widely because there's so many synthetic products out there that build up and store almost like plastic in the body. So what I noticed with the patches, and I saw someone else talk about sublingual B12 before as well. With these, do you guys want to explain, because I know for you, Toby, as well, that was something really important, was the absorption level and not using cheap, nasty things. Can you talk about these ones?
Yeah, so I have the MTHFR gene. So I'm fully aware of that I don't methylate my vitamins properly. And so that's why we did it. We had pre-methylated B vitamins in here, and same with this one as well. And yeah, we've noticed a big difference with myself and also people, because it's more bioavailable forms of Bs. So yeah, we've spent a lot of time on the formulation of actually like what goes in there and stuff. And because the vitamins are micronized as well, it helps for absorption better.
We had a story from this girl named Laura we sent it to, and she has some type of deficiency for B12. Her white blood cells don't work. I can't quite remember what it was, but she has to go every 4 weeks and get this big red bag of B vitamins in her arm via IV. And she'd say, "Oh, my arm hurts." She hated it. She'd sit there, and it was just horrible. You're getting done now.
Oh yeah.
And she tried these, like we just sent it to her for a review. We just said, "Oh, we just want real people to send it to her," and we didn't really necessarily know about her B12 deficiency until she told us after the fact. And she said she put these on, and it just changed her life. Like she felt exactly the same as she had been feeling when she'd first get the injections, but with all the bad downsides of having to go all the way to the hospital and actually get it shoved into her arm. So she's been singing our praises.
Didn't another girl get a blood test? So we get a lot of people who are skeptical, and it's good to be skeptical, especially knowing what we know in the industry.
Yeah.
So one girl said, "You know what? I'm going to get my bloods done before and after." I think she was actually was that the girl that was deficient in B12?
No, but she was also deficient in B vitamins. Yeah, so one of them had like a white blood cell issue, and the other one was just deficient.
Yeah. And so she got them before and after, and she's like, "Yeah, my vitamin levels are adequate now."
Yeah.
So that was a really good story of actually a girl getting her bloods done, not just taking our word for it, but actually doing it and then seeing the results. So that was really good for us to know, okay, this actually is working. Like, it's not just, pseudoscience or whatever. It's actually working for people.
Yeah. And eventually when you wear them enough, like, for an hour, it just feels like skin. Like you just completely forget it's there. I left it on all day till like 9 p.m. and I didn't realize, and I took it off and like the energy. And I was sitting in bed till about 1 a.m. just like staring at the ceiling. I was just wired. So they're really great things. So really, really happy that we're able to do this.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say though is, like, if you're like, it's the feeling is subtle. If you're used to taking like 3 Red Bulls a day or 3 coffees, you're not going to get the same feeling from a patch. The patch, I think a lot of people say it's subtle, but they notice it when they stop taking it. So, like, for example, the sleep, like for me, you notice it, you kind of wake up, you take a patch, you forget that's even on. And then like 8 hours later or 10 hours later, you wake up and you're like, "Oh, wow, I had a great sleep." And then when the nights you don't take it, you wake up like 3 or 4 times in the night. So it's the same with these energy tabs as well. Energy patches. Like, I noticed I don't get the 2 p.m. slump when I'm like after lunch and I want to go have a sleep. And then the days when I forget to take it, I'm like super tired.
Yeah, and like what you said, Sol, like the focus is there. I feel like this could just be, something else, but I feel like I'm in a better mood when I have them. Just I have that energy to get things done. And it's not like a Red Bull or a coffee where like you have, like we said before, you have it and you've got it there, and you've gotten everything given to you straight away, so you're just really ready to go.
Yeah.
But this is just, it's slow, and if you have any deficiencies, it's going to give it to you straight away, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, I can definitely attest to that, being a celiac and having, other celiacs in the family as well, is, when we look into the gut, and a lot of the time the little microvilli that are inside the intestine will be destroyed. And so you can't actually physically absorb things, taking vitamins and things. So this would be a great patch for anyone that's really recovering from, finding out that they're a celiac, because it can take years to build back those microvilli to start absorbing again. So for me, like, I highly recommend these for anyone that's going through gut digestive things. But I definitely notice what Jed's talking about with that energy. I feel like that I'm getting more things done in the day. So it's just like that I guess it's the steady release. And I know you guys talk about in the patches to wear them for, is it 8 hours? Is that correct?
Yeah. 8 to 12 hours is like, and that's the thing that you said with your boyfriend, is like, if you leave a sleep patch on and you wake up and it's still on, if you've been wearing it for 8 to 12, it usually is fine. It doesn't really, it dumps its load, and then it's
just empty. It's just empty. So you can leave it on for 24, but you're not going to get anything else after the 12.
Yeah. Oh, and I also want to talk about, because I know you guys also live like a low tox, no tox type lifestyle too. Can you talk about, because I know this will be a question, and luckily our audience is probably not like the Red Bull side of things. They're more on the other side, really trying to avoid, all the nasties and detox and everything. Can you talk about why it was important for you guys to make sure that these didn't have nasties in them?
It goes back to, like we talked about at the start of the call, just how dodgy these supplement companies are, and how little care there is for our fellow humans, and just money over everything it just really sickens me to find out what people are doing, and we're like, I can't be part of that. Like, I don't want to be part of making money at the expense of my fellow brothers and sisters, and basically poisoning them with fillers and shit that I know, like I don't care how much money you could be make. I'd never ever do that. And so it's like, I just can't be part of that. And same with Jed. And that's why we started these companies, because like those days, the things that come into light, like as you always talk about, Sol, like the darks come into light and things are coming to light. And thank God we have things like these calls and YouTube and stuff where you can actually educate yourself, and people are sharing information faster. And I think with AI, it's going to get, with all the downsides, that's one good thing is information dissemination is quicker, and you can actually educate yourself and stuff better. And so, we just can't be involved with that stuff. And we honestly don't care like how much money we make or whatever. I need to be proud of what I'm doing and actually feel like I'm helping and not hurting.
Yeah, like for example, good example. We kind of went a little bit on the extra mile to get the best, most skin safe glue we could find, because like it's kind of like a Band-Aid, right? It's like, and there's different types of adhesives you can use, and we didn't want to use anything like weird toxic chemicals, so we spent a lot of time trying to get the most natural kind of skin safe one. And another good example, there's this girl we had try some, and she's allergic to whatever they use in Band-Aids, and she gets really massive red rash, just like kind of like swells up a little bit, and just really bad, really allergic. And we're like, oh yeah, she wanted to try it. She's like, yeah, I'll give it a go. And she sent a photo the next day, not a single ounce of red on her. So I'd be incredibly ashamed to take advantage of people with I just couldn't do it.
Well, my partner's actually allergic to Band-Aids too. But yeah, I asked him this morning, I'm like, how are you going with the patches and that? And he's like, not a mark on me. So that was really good to hear as well. So we've got a few questions coming in from the audience, guys. So I'd love to get to some of these. Oh, and the other thing I was thinking, because I've been on vacation with you guys and your family, and just, knowing your mom and your sisters and everything too, you guys are just such beautiful people in terms of like care and consideration for other people. So I know your beautiful mom who's raised you guys, like she must be so proud of you and what you created, but also, not stepping over that border in terms of sacrificing or cutting out, more expensive ingredients to gain wealth. So I'm sure she'll be so proud of you. I just want to attest to the audience as well, just the good background you come from. And we have Lisa wanting to know if she can get them in US.
Absolutely, yeah. Available.
Yeah, we have shipping in Oz, and we sell in Oz and US. So we have like a 3PL in both that, if you order through the website, it'll send you, I think it's like 3 to 4 days in the US.
Yeah, so we ship from Texas in the US, and then we ship from Brisbane in Australia. So about 3 to 4 days. So.
Oh, I just remembered why I was mentioning the trip as well. So I was reflecting, thinking about, everyone talks about getting barley belly when they're away, when they're sick. And I was thinking, like, when you guys were sick when we were in Bali, I'm like, where were the patches then? Can you imagine what a great product that would have been, like, just to start getting that wellness and start getting, making sure that when you're sick, you're not actually losing your nutrients and things too.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Yeah.
I was thinking recovery would have been so much faster.
I remember I lost 6 to 10 kilos when I got barley belly. And like you're trying to eat, and that's where you get your nutrients from. And obviously it just comes straight back up. And something like this will just give you that extra kick because it goes through your bloodstream, misses all this stuff. That extra kick just to kind of get your wellness back in check. So
And look, it weighs nothing for travel as well. And with me traveling, for work and things, this is definitely something that I can take a whole stack of these away. It's not going to take up any weight in the suitcase. So Emma is saying, would you combine these patches recommendation with your wellness consultations? So yeah, I definitely will be recommending them as part of my kinesiology practice, and encouraging clients to try these out, especially if they've got gut issues, absorption issues, or even some of the genetic things that we also see in sessions. And I think there was another question in here. Oh, how long does the patch last?
About 8 to 12 hours, depending
Awesome.
on the patch and the ingredients.
And how much you metabolize or whatnot. But yeah, 8 to 12 is really good amount of time.
Yeah. One thing I would say is don't use creams, like put it on a like a dry skin area with no creams or anything, because that affects the absorption. Like if you've put moisturizer on and then it's kind of in your pores, it's going to be harder for it to.
Yeah, and they slip off. Like dry, and don't put it on any hairy areas, because then it becomes a waxing strip.
Yeah.
And I guess it's probably blocking a little bit of that absorption. And that was interesting. That was my intuition around moisturizer and things like that. I always leave a little patch of skin wherever I'm going to stick my patches on. Because also, some of your moisturizers and that, you don't necessarily want it to go in even deeper. Let me just see if there was another question. If anyone's got questions, guys, the boys would love to answer. So we've got Lorianne saying, and thank you for your questions. And we do have people from multiple different countries here. Oh, with the US, does that also send to Canada too?
No, at the moment, we're not sending to Canada. We're working on it, but Canada has special laws. You have to have all these business licenses and stuff that we haven't got yet. So it's definitely on the cards, but right now we're just doing US and Australia.
Yeah, trying to ship from the US for some reason. Like if we want to do in bulk, they want us to have it in French, but there's no space. There's no space to have it in French. So we're working on that.
Yeah. And we do have a couple more questions. So Lorianne is saying, I wonder if the patches are safer for people on diabetic meds, high blood pressure meds, etc., because there's no touching of the digestive tract. Do you guys know much about that?
I'm not actually sure about that side of things. Yeah, I couldn't really answer about that.
No, we always say, especially on the website, if you've got any specialty questions about that, definitely consult a healthcare professional. Because
I think that's safer to say as well. And you do have it written on the patches too.
Absolutely,
so you guys are definitely covered when it comes to that. So always best to either check with your naturopathic doctor or integrative doctor, or even medical doctor if you guys are seeing medical doctors. And we have congratulations to our gorgeous friend Ben, who is expecting another baby. So so exciting news. And Laura was asking on Ben's behalf. Ben wants to know if it's safe for pregnancy. Would this be something also that you would check with a doctor or naturopath?
Absolutely, yeah, I'd say so. Again, that's written on the back of the package as well. Pregnancy is an interesting one. It should be, but I'd say definitely check.
Yeah. So one thing you can be sure is there's no nasties. There's nothing bad for you, but I'm just not sure how it affects an unborn baby and how that. Yeah, we can't really answer that. So
no.
And I think it's good that you're sort of sticking to encouraging everyone to individually explore and to see what's safe for them, because I guess whilst we are all alike in the human sense, our absorption and everything can be a little bit different. So this will be baby number 6 for Ben.
Wow.
So he's quite experienced when it comes to babies. So having a look at this, I do, because I've also worked in spa and skincare and advanced skincare and things. I know a lot of my clients that have come from that side of things will be really wanting to know more about the NAD patches and also about the collagen patches too. Can you guys talk about these two?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Awesome.
So you go.
Well, NAD collagen, really, really, really cool. As well, back to the absorption, back to the kind of everything, especially NAD. We see a lot of brands currently being in powders, pill form, and because it goes into your digestive tract, still your stomach acid still not absorbs, but like destroys about 60% of it, if not more. And so you're paying hundreds of dollars. Like there's these NAD brands that are charging just an arm and a leg, and you're still missing out on quite a lot of what you're paying for. So with our NAD patches, it's kind of exact same ingredients. Works really well. Like your dad trying NAD and says, he feels a lot more energy. He's loving it. So really exciting kind of things.
Yeah, and it's not just like it's called NAD, but obviously it doesn't have NAD in it. It has natural ingredients that boost NAD. So
resveratrol, NMNH.
NMNH and resveratrol are the two biggest ones we got in there. But then there's also a bunch of other ingredients to help boost NAD levels. I was just
going to bring up your website too. So definitely head on over to Vytadose, guys, and have a look at like all of the information, because you can check each of them individually and go through all of the patches. And you'll find there's a lot of information on here. So let me just click through. So this is just the GLP-1, for example. So it helps you burn calories, appetite control, better portion control, effortless, which is what I would say I've really noticed. That in combination with using the multi-patch and sometimes the B12 has given me more energy to go and, walk, even in the freezing cold here in Melbourne too. But yeah, you'll see more information like about the berberine. And also, can you talk about you guys also being like tested, like third-party tested?
Yeah, so it's actually quite hard to test a patch because I have to kind of scrape it off the patch. But we've got. I don't think there's any other brands out there that, well, other than the pharmaceutical companies, but that do proper pharmaceuticals like estrogen and all that are actually third-party tested. So we basically went through and got all the analysis, COA of make sure there's no heavy metals, make sure there's no pesticides and anything that could harm you.
That goes back to our commitment of making sure what's in there is actually in there, and what's putting things in there that's actually good for people. So we don't want any extra hidden stowaways in there. So
yeah, and you can see I've just been scrolling through to show the audience as well. You've covered so much, and I know when it comes to heavy metal testing and things, I know when I was doing the probiotics, there's like add-on tests that you can get like third-party verified, and some brands don't actually choose to go through that heavy metal third-party testing. So I think that's super important that you guys are just like meeting all of what I would look for in a product, like in terms of health criteria, and making sure someone else is also looking out for my health too. I also want to share, thanks, Emma. Just a reminder to hit that thumbs up and to share this out to, especially if you know someone that struggles with digestive issues or absorption. And let me just pop up. This is a really good video that we see with Toby. So if you head over to Vytadose on Instagram, and I'm just going to play this. I won't play the sound, but I'm just going to play the video. And this is the before photo that we're looking at here as well. Do you want to talk us through this before we push play?
So basically, like, I was really kind of overweight, or what I'd consider to be overweight for me, and just not happy with myself. And I just decided that I was just going to change it. And I'd never had a six-pack in my life, so I just was like, I want to have a six-pack. I just want to, like, I want to prove to myself I can do it, because honestly, I didn't believe that I could actually get one. I thought it was genetic, and like my dad's got a bit of we call it a Joey pouch, a bit of flab around here. And so does my brothers. And so it's like, I just thought, I couldn't do it. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to, like, get rid of this limiting belief. What I was going to say with the GLP-1 patches is it doesn't, like, it helps you speed up your metabolism to burn weight. But what it really does is just take the edge off the craving. So when you're on a diet and you just feel like junk food, it just takes that edge off. And so it's like, I call it like a diet buddy, where it's just like your best friend when you're on a diet and you're trying to, like, eat smaller portions or cut out the sugar or whatever. It just takes off those cravings. And so that's basically, and I was the first guinea pig to go through myself and do it. And I wanted to show as well that it's actually possible. So that's the context behind the video that you're about to watch.
Awesome. So let's hit play on this one and you'll see Toby's transformation. And by the way, I've never heard it called a Joey pouch. So huge transformation. You can definitely see it almost. I guarantee you, I've seen the before and after photos too. This is definitely the same person. It's definitely Toby that we're looking at here. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought it was such a huge transformation. And I just want to remind you guys too, if you are watching over on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up because I will also be sharing more content, as well as you'll be able to check out the mystical soul readings, which are on the weekend, general readings for our beautiful community. And you'll see all of the zodiac readings that come out generally around the start of the month too. And a reminder that we have the Soul Alchemy Potions online event coming up next week. So if you haven't already purchased your potion, you have the opportunity to do that and get a free ticket to come to our New Moon in Cancer event, which I've already written the meditation for. Spirit was really eager to download this one. And it's going to be about being exactly in the present moment of now. So it's like a pinpoint in the universe to really leverage on the energy of that. And if you are looking for a one-on-one reading, head on over to solreta.com and you'll see a lot of written info here and bookings available. So just had to remind you guys that. And if you want to find out more about Vytadose, just go to vytadose.com and you'll be able to read all of the science that goes behind it, which will take you quite a while to get through. In terms of the absorption, I think it was Ben. Let me just read this. He's saying, well, I suppose, and he also is up north with you guys. So, well, I suppose the skin cells are almost exactly the same as your gut lining cells, right? So that's a little question. And the skin absorbs as much as the gut, right? So in terms of like from a natural medicine perspective too, I know with magnesium, a lot of it is actually destroyed by the time that it gets, to the gut compared to like transdermal, which is through the skin. And I've definitely noticed a huge difference. It might take me a lot longer to build up to the level of where I feel like vitamins are not even really making a difference for me, like with having gut issues. But with you guys and your product, I definitely noticed within even about 2 hours of having it on, I felt a difference in my energy because I'm very, very sensitive. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about the science behind this?
Yeah. So like touching on what you said, so the problem is it's got to, like when you take it orally, it's got to go through the first thing it goes through is your stomach acid, right? And then that gets degraded by the stomach acid. And then it goes through the first pass liver metabolism, I believe it's called. And so the liver then gets rid of a bunch of it. And then what's left is what can be absorbed. And so that's part of the problem is science says around 16 to 20% of a normal supplement gets absorbed. And so that then you've got to absorb it after that. Whereas through the skin, it's up to 90 to 98% of it gets absorbed, depending on what it is. And like we're saying, how much lotion you're using and all that stuff. But that's really like why we went down that path, is just because you can absorb so much more of your nutrients without, and then not putting as much stress on your liver as well.
Yeah.
In terms of gut, like absorption, I don't know. I don't actually know like if it's equivalent, but one thing I can say is it depends on the size of the nutrient. So if it's over 500 daltons, it doesn't go through your skin. It has to be really micronized nutrients.
And because ours are under 500, it's kind of like, think of it as like a sieve. It just kind of falls through your pores, really easy to get into. So it kind of skips all that process, which takes a while as well. It doesn't hit straight away like these do, which activate in less time.
Yeah. Well, we have a saying in natural medicine, it's not what you eat, it's you are what you absorb. So a lot of us are seeing, and I forget where I saw it. There was actually a show, I think it was in the US, or like a news segment, but they showed like all of the vitamins coming out in the sewage system. And, this is why we know it's also important to drink clean water because, people's medications are also getting into the sewage systems and that too. So I think, this is something that you'll probably personally see in the bathroom if you were to go through things. I definitely would much rather just take a patch and absorb things that way. Let me just pop up some of the other comments. So Emma's asking, would you recommend combining the patch? Oh, sorry, we've already done that one. I thought she was talking about combining certain ones together. And let me just see. Okay, we've done that one. Oh, so Emma is saying, what set of patches would you guys recommend starting with? They look brilliant, she's saying.
It really depends on like what you're dealing with. Like just overall general one, multi's good because it's just general health, multivitamin, and if you need the B12 energy, like if you like boosting your energy, I definitely recommend.
A bit more oomph in the day. If you have trouble going to sleep, obviously sleep's always a good one. Yeah. I think we forgot to touch on collagen.
Oh yeah.
That's the one I'm wearing right now. So it's got a lot of beauty support, but as I'm young, I don't necessarily like worry about the wrinkles. But why I like to use collagen is not many people know, like hair, skin, nails is what's focused on, but it's really good for joint and ligament support as well. And we play tennis, so a lot of like people get a tennis elbow strain, so it's something really good just to help with recovery. And if you have been putting your kind of joints, ligaments under strain, great to have just to support it, make sure you don't get injured. Really, really good. So that's why I love the collagen as well. But of course, there's also the beauty aspect, which,
And as you mentioned before too, that a lot of the products we don't know if they're actually available or bioavailable getting in through the digestive system. And I just want to mention as well that that was the only one that's not vegan, and the rest, but they are all cruelty free. So I know that would be. Oh, and I just see Jake, we're on that same wavelength.
Yeah, no, it's bovine collagen, but not tested on animals by any way, shape or form. So that's still fine for the cruelty free.
Yeah. Oh, and I did see another question. This was a great question too. And Laura also says, Lakeside Laura. So I think it's like this is better than the infusion places popping up everywhere, because we see the vitamin therapy and intravenous therapy, and I have had those done, and some of them, I didn't even notice any difference with the iron infusion. I've had them done twice now because I'm anemic. And even when I did eat meat, that was something that I still was finding it didn't fix because it was an absorption issue. So I've noticed definitely my iron levels, not that I've had them checked and I've only been on a week and a half, but I'm definitely noticing a difference in terms of that type of feel of fatigue that I would usually get. So Estara is saying, can you use the NAD plus boost patches while sleeping?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great time to do it.
Would you say, would that be like more of an optimal time to do that? So I guess if you're looking, we definitely would be using the sleep patches while you're sleeping. You don't really want to use those unless you want a little power nap through the day or an 8-hour day nap. Actually, that could be good for night shift workers as well as the Bs, because we find that people that do night shift usually are more depleted in the Bs as well.
Great for traveling. Yeah, we use that while traveling is great.
Yeah. And do you have like another recommendation for, we're probably more likely, I would say, to do this for daytime when you're awake and when you're sort of craving. Would that be right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we call them active and passive patches. So the active one would be the B12, and because it has caffeine in it from guarana and green tea extract. So you definitely want to take that first thing in the morning or during the day. You don't want to take it too much. Like the first time he took it, he kept it on too late and he couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah, don't do that.
The collagen you can take anytime, the NAD anytime, the sleep obviously when you want to sleep, and the multi anytime as well. GLP. GLP, when you want craving support with cravings. So during the day is probably when it's the worst.
And I just wanted to know as well, has Mum tried these yet?
Oh yeah, she loves them. Yeah, loves them. She's been really on the NADs at the moment, so yeah, she's been loving those.
Oh, that's so cool. It's so nice to be able to create a product and then give it to your family to try. That's what I loved about creating my potions too. Let me see. So if anyone else wants to ask questions, we've got just a little bit of time left. Is there anything that perhaps that's really important that we haven't touched on yet, guys, or things that are just coming to mind, whether it's stories or experiences that you guys have had?
Yeah, I'd just say, like, if you want to know more, we've really put a lot of time into the science page on our site, with all the studies. There's been a lot of studies on it, about the absorption. One thing that we thought was really cool is, we found out as well that that's how NASA is delivering vitamins to the astronauts in space.
Yeah.
So we thought that was a lot of extra credibility as well. That, okay, if it's good enough for those guys, then it's obviously working.
Yeah, we use the same delivery system as them, so if it's good for an astronaut for vitamin D, I think you'll do pretty well.
Yeah. So yeah, just like we try to put as much information on the site as we could. Yeah, and yeah, like I was saying before, it's like we call it like nature's Ozempic or whatever, like the GLP-1. These things are natural. It's never going to be like injecting something or the vitamin infusions. And I think they're like hundreds of dollars as well. So we try to make it, we try to just make it affordable. It works out about $1 a day or something like that.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot less invasive as well.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me as well. We do have a code for you guys for today. Do you guys want to mention the special code that you have for our gorgeous audience?
Yeah, of course. So Soul Glow, you can use in checkout. You can use that via subscriptions, which is a very special deal, or just regular, among with all of our other discounts. This is a very good one. It's able to be combined with anything else, so you get an extra 10% off. So we have like a buy two, and then you add a third one for free deal. So if you wanted these two, you can get another one for free. And then we also have a buy three, add two for free. So if you wanted to try 5 of them, you only have to pay for 3 of them. So yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. And you can use Soul Glow for an extra 10% off, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, which is, stands for sun glow. So, you'll get that glow when you do that. And I also just want to say, I forgot to mention, if you guys go on over to Facebook and Instagram, you'll be able to follow these guys on the journey and hear other people's stories and that. I do remember watching you, Jed, talk about cortisol face, which is huge with girls right now, like all over Instagram and TikTok and things. You'll see everyone's on to talking about cortisol face. Can you talk about what it was that you found made the difference for you? Because you do have like your before photo as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a bit more of a puffier face.
Yeah, that's really interesting to me because it's something you don't necessarily even realize affects how you look. But yeah, so I used to kind of have like a very, I still kind of do sometimes, but like a very kind of puffy face. And I realized I'm not a great sleeper by any means before we made this. So I'd always, like I said before the call, I'd always be waking up or, I wouldn't be able to get to sleep. And and that can kind of lead to higher cortisol levels because your body needs that time to relax. And so what I was figuring out from that is that it's from mineral deficiencies, it's from, lack of sleep. And that's something we tried to include in our sleep patch altogether as well. So like low source of like magnesium, if you have low magnesium, can lead to kind of higher cortisol levels, as well as, like I said before, just not getting enough sleep, not being able to get into like a deep sleep either. So sometimes people can, sleep for 8 hours, but if it's not in that like kind of REM sleep, it's not really that helpful for your body. So yeah, that's why I was kind of linking that with the sleep patch, is that's what we've tried to do, is something that can kind of help you get a deeper sleep and give you those minerals that you're a lot of people are kind of imbalanced with, to really help you get to sleep, but help you reduce that cortisol as well. So that kind of leads to a more relaxed sleep. You wake up and you'll have less cortisol, so you feel just a little bit nicer.
Yeah. And I saw some people in the comments talking about magnesium glycinate. If I was to compare that with my experience of magnesium glycinate, I would say the sleep patches, like hands down, so much better, even after a really short period of time. So just the turnaround time between waiting 3 months for something to kick in, like if you're really not feeling well or you need something to work quickly, the patches for me have been pretty much instantaneous. So yeah, with the sleep patches, I am noticing a little bit of like my jawline starting to come back, which is something that just over the last couple of years, there was some hormonal stuff I went through about 2 years ago, and just like stress, and it's been kind of puffy. So I'm looking forward to further depuffing. And I see that Ben, being another Aussie, got the joke. So with Soul Glow, he's like,
I love that movie.
All time. You should win a prize, Ben. So coming to America. So just to let you know, Soul Glow, just let your soul shine through. And he's singing it. I'm not going to sing it, but Ben's singing it in the words for you guys. So yeah,
I'd love to have hair like that guy in that movie.
Just shaking it, the lights like glistening. It'd be awesome. Well, I'm super excited to see also, like always, what you guys do next. I'm just such a massive supporter. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to mention before we go?
I'd like to mention something. So we mentioned about our gut health issues, and you guys are probably like well aware of all this, but I just want to let you know what's worked for us in addition to not taking pills is like drinking water out of a filter. We got reverse osmosis, and then also drinking out of glass. So really trying to avoid the microplastics.
Plastics. Like we used to have Tupperware containers made of plastic. Completely threw all those away. Now it's just pure glass.
Yeah. So getting rid of microplastics, filtering our water. What else have we been doing?
Something for me, like because I'm a bit newer on the journey than everyone else. It's like, sometimes when I was a kid, teenager, drink a lot of soft drinks. I've completely kind of removed that, replaced it all with kombucha, and I actually like kombucha more. And that's just getting a nice good probiotic kick in there. Because as much as we say patches are great, you still got to eat. You still got to absorb your nutrients.
Organic.
Yes,
we've been really making an effort to eat all organic.
That's been really life-changing for us, I think.
Changing the oils, so trying to minimize seed oils as well has been a huge one for us.
Yeah, it moved like exclusively to olive, and that's it's been going for a couple thousand years. I think it's probably safe.
Olive and ghee as well.
Yeah, ghee's great
for cooking. And just really trying to I think when we got sick that time, Jed ended up getting giardia. And just what we did, the whole family did a massive parasite cleanse after we got back from Bali the second time, and really helped Jed as well.
I was doing really bad.
Like parasites are a huge one as well. Parasites and I don't want to recommend any medications or anything. I'm just saying what we've been doing, and things like I think it was albendazole and
fenbenzidole,
and ivermectin, just to do a parasite cleanse, because you pick up parasites everywhere, especially when you travel overseas.
And a lot of people don't know about it, especially because we're in in Australia, for example, parasites aren't even in people's minds a lot of the time. So if you're sick or your gut's really bad and you've tried everything, it could be parasites. That was for me. I was eating really well. I've been really healthy, and still nothing worked. And then I did this parasite thing, and my life completely changed after that. My guts from the worst it's ever been to great, and just after doing that.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things that you can do to take back not only physical health, but mental health as well, because they do hijack some of the system and create a lot of illness, autoimmune issues, fatigue. And guys, just remember that this is only things that we've talked about personally that works for us. So definitely go talk to an integrative doctor or a naturopath. And just so many lovely comments, and our audience it's like right up their alley as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my beautiful guests, Toby and Jed, today. Thank you guys so much for coming on. And I'm sure that the audience would love to see you back, or if there's any other things that you can think that you would like to share, you're always welcome back too.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's been really fun. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, really excited to be able to share this with everyone. So awesome.
Awesome. Well, please head on over to Vytadose.com and go and check out a lot of the information and the science that goes behind this. And thank you guys. And I love my patches. And Jake's already saying part 2. So it looks like there might be a demand for you guys to come. Stephanie's like, they're speaking my language. And don't forget to hit that like button, and remember Soul Glow to get that 10% off too. And everyone's just saying thank you to you guys. So we will see you on the weekend for the mystical soul reading. And I'll have these guys back on shortly. All right, take care, everyone.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Bye.